Hello, welcome back to some red, white, and blue racing. So I've got something unusual here. At least unusual for me. Um, been enjoying this game immensely, getting to learn a lot about NASCAR history and the different drivers in that history. So I had ordered the 2012 Pro season because mainly I wanted a season with the Kentucky Speedway in it. And as I understand it, the very first race there at Kentucky was 2011, and I believe that the first pro season they started creating Keith and the guys that play was in 2012. So I wanted the 2012 pro season in order to uh, play a race there at Kentucky Speedway. The game did come with the 2010s stars, and the Speedway is in that, so I could have done that. But you know how I am about seasons and replays and things like that. Um, but at any rate, they sent me the 2012 Scram. And I understand it that this is the very first year that Scram was started. They did do a retro set, a 1960, which if I enjoy the Scram, I definitely will look into that. But 2012 was the first year that they have for Scram. So I'm going to keep it and play it. A lot of people who love this game loves the Scram series. I'm typically not a big fan of fictional sets. However, I probably would be more likely to be interested in a fictional set in a sport that I don't love. So, like, for example, a fictional set in baseball, because I love baseball and baseball history so much that probably, that wouldn't interest me. I do have one of the seasons for History Maker Baseball, the not Scram America, but Baseball America. Played it a little bit, just it didn't hold my interest. Again, there's so much interest in this. I actually had intended to give this a shot at some point anyway, so looks like the fates intervened, and I'm going to try it sooner or later. So what I thought I would do here today is the very first race ever for the Scram series. Again, I'm pretty sure 2012 was the first year that it was produced, and they've produced it every year since then. And the very first race on the docket from that set, which this came with the set, is the BREW 600 at the infamous Northern Lights Motordome. So after further review, Steve Tower has done a couple BREWs. I think they did one or did some on the actual Play YouTube channel, but that's the number one race they have here in 2012. So I thought I would put this on the channel. Again, I don't know a lot about this set. I do know Wayne, I forget the guy's name. I know he's number 99. They have him retiring in the 2023 set. So I do know him. And then the Pettis brothers, I remember them from Steve Tower. So at any rate, I thought that I would give this a shot. So there is some appeal to recreating something from scratch. So, again, you could start with 2012, and I believe Steve Tower's done this all the way through, to 2023. That'd be, 11 seasons. And so you could have your race leaders. And, again, there are some advantages to a fictional set. You're not tied to what happened, and much more, likely to accept weird and unusual results. We will do the very first ever red, white, and blue racing Scram series from 2012 from the infamous Motordome in northern U.S. I always felt like Minnesota is where this is at, probably because of the Metrodome. But at any rate, one of the famous sets. I will say, looking through the set, you have to admire Keith and whoever else helped him with the set's creativity in their names and the racing venues. It's tied close enough to real NASCAR but not so close to be a copy. And so I admire their creativity. And a lot of people really enjoy this. The fact that they've created it 11 or 12 years in a row obviously shows its popularity. And so I thought I would dive in and give it a shot. So this is going to be a bit of a longer video. So as usual, hang in as long as you would like. One thing I'm going to do, again, the beauty of a fictional set is that you can do what you want because it's not tied to reality. So the point system that I've been using for my 1984 replay, which has been a hoot, really enjoying it, watching a lot of YouTube videos about Darrell Waltrip and guys like that, is the point system I'm using is basically 20 points for winning the race, 10 points for being in the top group, 5 for being in the middle, 2 for finishing in the bottom, 1 for being in the race and not finishing at all. If you were ever in first place during the race, you get a 2-point bonus. So if you say you finish fourth, you was in first at some point, you'd get 12. The winner of the race doesn't get any bonus points. 20 is the most you can get. And so I feel like that what I'm trying to do in that point system is favor the winners of the races. So a winner of the race is going to get at least 8 points higher than anybody next. And it kind of plays to the game, you know. So again, top group, you know, so that's only to 7, whereas most, you know, things would be like the top 10. But again, I'm in my 94 or 84 set. I'm really enjoying that point system. The very last race I had, Darrell Waltrip was able to. Dale Earnhardt's been in first the whole year. On race number 12, Darrell Waltrip went ahead by 1 point. It was such a fun race. Dale Earnhardt, in my system, if you try to do a duel and lose and get collected, you are fuming, not against anybody in particular. And he was doing that, and so the person he went after, Earnhardt, ended up losing, and he was the turtle and was out of the race. That's the only race he hasn't finished this year. And then Darrell Waltrip was in first and finished in the top group, so he got 12 points. So at any rate, I digress. This game's a lot of fun. So another thing I'm going to do is that I'm only going to do 40 drivers in my racing universe. So we're only going to 40. The main reason for that is so I can show my dice tray, because the dice rolls are not generic. Like for example, you know, if you get a 6 on the blue die, it's automatically good. If you get a 6 on the red die, it's automatically not good. So you know, I wanted to be able to show the dice. So as a result, in my Scram universe, we're only going to 40. So again, we come into this race, the inaugural Scram race. Again, in my Scram universe, this is the year it started. No history. We're starting from scratch, so the inaugural one should be exciting. So we'll start with our TV drivers here, see how many of those we get. And 12. Wow, our Scram season is going to be off to a crazy start. So, hey, Wayne, Montana, number 1. How about that? So 2 things right off the bat is making this interesting. 12 TV drivers, and Wayne, Montana is going to be the very first TV driver. He's gold anyway. So, and again, I know a couple of these games. I know Dick Exam, which is a really bad name. But anyway, I know that's one of Steve Towers' favorites. So he is here. Let's see, we got 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. I might have to divvy this up into 2 videos because this is going to take a while. So, all right, so we got some gold in here. So it looks like on this set they don't have the little subscript numbers. So I guess anybody, you know, you don't have to roll on that. Everybody's trying to get in every race. So we'll start with that. So I assume it didn't come with anything unusual. So I assume you use the regular race week chart. I'm going to drink some coffee before it gets cold. And Dick Exam is in the 13 car. How about that? Lucky 13. He might be he might become one of my favorites too, like Steve Towers. All right, so let's see what Wayne Montana does here. I highlighted this because sometimes I forget, and I'll go to the X and then forget to go back. So hopefully that will remind me to reset and go back to that. All right. So here we go. Wayne Montana, the first TV driver ever. 63. Pit crew cohesion, placement A plus performance chip. So Wayne Montana will get the pole with a performance chip. And I got to get those out. I don't even have everything set up and ready to go. I just decided to do this on a whim. Like I said, it came yesterday, and I was expecting the 2012 Pro season. But actually, I'm okay with it. Like I said, I was going to do the do the Scram anyway. Looks like that's a little bright. Let me tone down the video just a little bit. Looks like it's a little too bright. There we go. It's a little better. All right, so Wayne Montana gets the very first pole position in the very first Scram race ever here at the BREW 600. And he gets a performance chip. So I'm going to skip writing that down. I'll go back and watch the video. I don't want to drag the video down too much. So Buck Trimble is up next. He gets a 55, and that's going to be a TV Event X. He gets a 44. That's going to probably be to the next one. Yep. You get doubles, it moves you along. So Y. 21 driver book release coincide with race week. Placement B. So how about that? Buck Trimble, who's not even a trophy driver, writes a book, but he gets B. So B, non-trophy driver, gets the next position in the bottom group. So number 80, Buck Trimble, in the Chevy looks like, will be number 20. Stu Urich, gold trophy driver. He gets a 63. He gets pit crew cohesion, performance A. So it looks like we got our first rivalry going here as Stu Urich places number 2 with a performance chip. Number 9 Ford. Looks like Wayne Montana drives a Dodge, looks like. All right. Kurt Bryson. Looks like he is a silver driver. He gets a 26. Hot week and hot laps, placement A plus performance chip. So placement A, I think for a silver or bronze, gets the blue in the top group. So that's number 6. So these guys, and I think he got a performance chip too, didn't he? Yep. Wow, I don't think I've ever had this many performance chips. All right. Of course, I've never had 12 TV drivers either. All right, Dick Exam. What can Mr. Dick do here? 24, positive fan interaction during race week, and good times. Placement B. If he was a gold, he would get an A, but he's not a gold, so placement B. Trophy driver gets the blue die in the top position. 1 is already taken. And so he will be number 3. No chip, though. Put that there. All right. Phil Clooney, number 49, Toyota. Let's see what he can do. Non-trophy. He gets a 52. 52, new sponsor for this race. Extra publicity, placement C. Trophy driver gets the blue die in the middle group. So he will be number 10. Craig Greco, a gold driver. See what he's able to do here. He's a 46. 46, hot week in placement B. If he's a gold, he gets an A, and he is a gold. And a plus performance chip, so he will be number 4. So we got some guys having a good week. Again, I think I've had 3 performance chips. I don't remember ever having 4. Donnie Schrupp, number 19. Ford looks like. 63, pit crew cohesion, placement A plus performance chip. So an A for a silver is a blue die in the top position, so 6. So I do the next one down. I don't go up. So we'll say he gets number 8 with a performance chip to boot. And that's our 5th performance chip. Again, that's a world record for me. So all kinds of interesting things happening here in my inaugural Scram race. Ed Swanson, he is a non-trophy driver. He gets a 23. Engine trouble during qualifying, placement D. I think D, he fails to qualify. So Ed Swanson will not be in this race as he's having problems, not able to qualify. Let's get our card over here so everybody can be in awe of the Motordome. Gary Pine, he's a bronze. 35. TV interview. So we will roll again. 63. You hate to blame the conditions for not doing well, but I do think there were problems. It's our job, though, to work through it. So it looks like the Motordome is already given some problems. So Pine is a D, so he will be placed in the first spot in the bubble stack. Pete McAtee, I'll go with that. Again, don't have to worry about pronunciations. In my universe, it could be pronounced how I say it is. So that's another advantage to this. So anyway, he's a gold driver. He gets a 62. 62. Sanctions issued for minor rules violation, placement D. Placement D is put on the bubble stack. So Mr. McAtee off to a bad start here in the inaugural Scram race. And lastly, we've got another gold driver in Ray Bob Walker in the 33 Ford. Let's see what he can do here. 46, hot week and hot laps, placement B. Gold driver as placement A plus a performance chip. So our world record here for my performance chip, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And so he will get the, I think, gold A. Let's see. Gold gets or top or blue die in the position. So he gets a 3. 3 is taken. I think I gave him an automatic one without using the blue die, but that's okay. He would have been up there somewhere. So Ray Bob Walker. So look at that. Wayne Montana gets the pole position, but we've got quite a bit of challengers here with plenty of blue chips to start the race. So let me pause it real quick, and I will change it out for the yellow driver cards. Be right back. Okay, we got our blue or our TV drivers in. We'll roll now for our fast drivers. And we got just 6 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, so we got a gold driver in there. All right, so bronze goes to the next in the middle. The non-trophied will go to the next in the bottom. If you're a fast driver, Jordy Pettis, who's one of the Pettis brothers. I might say they're father and son. I haven't decided yet. Brian Hammonds, number 77, will go in the 22nd spot. Greg Carl in the 18 Ford will be 12. Vic Holder will take the last spot in the top group. So now we will roll for slow drivers. Get 9 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We got some gold drivers in here. So if you're gold, you go and you're slow, you go to the top of the bottom. So Tom Rossi will go to the bottom. If you're non-trophied, you do not qualify. So Vince Moore will join Ed Swanson in the did not qualify list. Brooks Bilovich will be number 24. Mooch Thomas, if you're gold or bronze or silver, you go to the top of the bubble group. Mike Dawson will not qualify, number 67. Tony Halpin will be in the bubble group. Dave Sanchez, number 21, will not qualify. Darren Schubert will go to 26th. Paul Chen, 88, will not qualify. And then now we will just fill in. So we already have our pole position and our top group filled. So we just got the middle here. So again, in this position, gold goes to top, silver to middle, bronze to bottom, non-trophied to the bubble stack. So John Gill, 91 Ford, will be in the bubble. Cam Kroll, there's nobody left in the, or no room in the top, so Cam Kroll will go to number 13. Brad Benefield will go to the bubble. Felix McKnight will go to the bubble. Bobby Bergamesh will go to the bubble. Kelly Wiley will go to the bubble. Parnell Drake is silver, so he will go to number 14, the 70 Chevy. Billy Brett, number 1, is silver, so he will be 15. Denny Baker, a popular NASCAR last name. Alex Hodge will go to the bubble. Jack Ventura will be 27th. Lonnie Lane, 28. Carol Worthington will be 16. Sonny Swain will be in the bubble. Fred Shaver, who has a sponsorship with Gillette. Marty Moen will be 20. Oh, here we got to, I forgot 25. Let's move these fellows down. All right, Francisco Segovia will be 18th. Chris Wynn will be 29. Ralph Roach will be 30. Bobby McKinnon will fill out the middle group with a 19 in the 19. Rod Phillips will be 31. Mark Forth is silver, but they're out of room, so he will be 32. Charlie Brake, good name for a racer. Jimmy Valesco is silver, but there's no more room, so they will be 33. Joey Wilson is silver. He'll be 34. Dave Lilly, gold driver, unfortunately did not do well this week in qualifying, will be 35th. Russ O'Casey, I think he's one of the more popular people in this Scram series. He'll be 36. Kevin Pettis, Jordy Pettis. Yeah, I don't know how they progress, so we'll see how they're related. Maybe they're distant cousins. But he's a gold driver, but he will be 37th. There's 3 more spots. Levi Fox will be 38. Jason Leonard will obviously not make it. Ronnie Bowen will not make it. Everett Davis, 39. And Kenny Hicks, number 40. So how about that? So we've got one gold driver. Pete McAtee is not going to make it in this race. And then we have some bronze people. Gary Pine, Mooch Thomas, and Tony Halpin. And then all these people here who are non-trophy drivers will not make it as well. So again, not real life here, so I'm going to let the cards fall how they may. So in my universe, every race has got 40 spots, and however it shakes out is how you will, if you'll get in or not. So again, looks like there's quite a few racers in this set. So all these people not able to be in the race for whatever reason. And so there we have our positioning for the first ever Scram 2012 inaugural race at the Northern Lights Motor Dome. So this is the Ice Brew is a 28-turn race. And again, this racetrack is notorious for being tough. You got a -2 on the escape and a -2 on the repair. So we'll see how how many of the 40 will remain at the end of the race, with it only being 28 turns. That will help. A 60-turn race at a racetrack like this probably might leave you with 3 racers. Maybe that's why looks like you got the Morgo Farm 500 here as well, and there's 23 turns on that particular race. But the Ice Brew, the initial race here in 2012, has 28. So I'll go ahead and stop it here. I don't want this to be too long, but again, just wanted to give a little background about how this happened. The fates have intervened, and I'm going to dive into the Scram universe a little quicker than I thought I would. I will say one last thing. This race or this game is just so much fun, addicting, very, very well thought out. But one of the beauties I'm finding as I'm doing my 84 is the season. The storylines and how a season progresses is so much fun. I mean, a race, a one-off race is a hoot by itself. But, doing an actual season and seeing it progress and the storylines that develop, because of different things that can happen, really, really, it makes you want to go to the next race and put it on the table as soon as you finish one. I just finished in '84. I just finished a 60-turn race, the World 600, won by Harry Gant. Again, it was just a hoot. Again, because I've got Dale Earnhardt and Darrell Waltrip, fighting for points, and Terry Labonte and Harry Gant are kind of in there too, and it's just how the again, the drama you get from the race itself, and plus the drama you get from what's happening in the season as it progresses, is really, really fun. So a season like this, where there is no history and you're building your own history, I could see the appeal to this. As you get some seasons under your belt, if you go that far, you can definitely, have your leaders, and you really can build your own universe with a set like this. And again, for me, racing would definitely be one I would be more likely to do something fictional than I would with some other sport. Again, for my history with the sport, as opposed to other things like football and those I like the history. And again, I love the history I'm learning about NASCAR. But at any rate, with it coming and me not expecting it, I thought I'd get it on the table and try. Again, just getting a little break from my 84. So I will try to get the actual race up soon. And so as usual, I appreciate it, and I'll see you next time.